Hi, welcome back to Halloween House. So today we're going to be making a yummy French onion soup with these ingredients you see here. We'll also be making homemade croutons to go on top. You can have French onion soup in as little as an hour. So first you start with your beef broth. We're going to use 2 boxes.
We're going to double fist it.
Yes. Now the idea is, and it's also on high, is to get this started cooking before we chop our onions and saute them. Might as well be cooking while you're out doing other stuff, right? We're going to use 2 bay leaves.
A 1, a 2.
And of course our friend garlic.
And how much garlic should we use?
We're not going to use a whole lot of garlic in the broth because we will be using garlic on the croutons. So I'm going to say a teaspoon, half a teaspoon, somewhere around there.
Okay.
And then our black pepper.
Oh, yes. Nice fresh black pepper.
Yes.
How much?
That's about it.
Beautiful.
And she's going to give it, well, whoever's going to give it a good stir. It's on high. We're going to put the lid on, and we're going to get started with our other ingredients. So the ingredient list is the beef broth, cheese to top it with. You can use pretty much whatever you want. The traditional is usually Swiss, but for fun, we're going to also use some pepper jack. You can use mozzarella, provolone, pretty much anything but cheddar. And of course, you got your nice large white onions and a fresh baguette loaf. So we're going to get these onions chopped and get those going. So on a frying pan on the stove, we got about a 1/4 cup of olive oil and about a 1/4 stick of butter. This is what we're going to saute our onions in as soon as it's pretty much melted.
Get it on medium to high heat.
Yep. You can add your onions.
Oh, look at those wonderful onions.
We have a lot more on the way, but we're just getting them started. And you're just going to break them up and saute them until they're a nice, deep, dark caramel color. So our onions are a beautiful, deep caramelized color. That took about 20 minutes, not too bad. And we're going to put that right into our beef broth with the bay leaves and pepper. And it is on high, and we're going to put the lid on. We're going to give it a nice stir first. And now we're going to put the lid on, and we're going to come back in an hour. In the meantime, we're going to get started on our homemade croutons. So for our homemade croissants, we're going to use a 1/2 loaf.
Croutons.
Croutons, what did I say?
Croissants.
I don't make homemade croissants. Don't wait too long for that video. Anyways, we got a 1/2 loaf of French bread. Of course, you can use an entire loaf. We're not going to need that many, so you cut it in half like this. And don't worry about smooshing the bread or anything. And these croutons will stay fresh for about a week in the refrigerator. Unlike the store-bought ones that'll stay fresh for months. These only stay about a week, if they last that long, because they're really yummy. So once you got those cut, then you just cut in half again, and then you end up with bite-sized cubes. So in the same pan that we cooked our onions in, I melted a 1/2 stick of butter with about a teaspoon of garlic and some fresh black pepper. And then we have all our bread chunks here. I'm just going to pour that right on top. And give it a really nice stir to make sure all those bread chunks are evenly coated. So our bread chunks are all evenly coated with the butter and garlic. and we put them on a cookie sheet, and these will go into a preheated oven at 350 degrees for about 20 minutes. So here are yummy croutons fresh out of the oven. I am going to put most of them in a little plastic bag for storage, but I'm going to leave out just enough to garnish our soup with. Soup has been in the crock pot for about 2 hours on high. If you need more time, you could always just put it on low right before you leave for work. It'll be yummy, yummy when you get home. You want them about this full, because you got to leave room for your yummy croutons. And you definitely want it on a cookie sheet, because these has got to go in the oven. So throw your croutons on. I like a lot of croutons.
Croutons are wonderful.
I like it better than the baguettes, because, or just a little slice of bread, because you got to split the bread up, and then you're lucky if you get 2 or 3 bites. But with this way, you get a nice crunchy crouton with every bite. So we got 1 slice of pepper jack and 1 slice of Swiss.
Look at how pretty that is. So we finished up. We're going to actually do a combo. So we're going to do 1 of each.
You cannot have too much cheese.
No, cheese.
And as I said earlier, you can
fantastic.
use whatever combination you like.
Just no cheddar.
No cheddar. Or Velveeta or American, if that's actually cheese. Don't sue me, I know Velveeta makes good mac and cheese. Anyways, so this is going to go in the oven for about 5 minutes on 350, so make sure you have it on a cookie sheet. If the cheese isn't melted as much as you like, obviously leave it in for a minute or 2 longer. But 5 minutes at 350 is about right. So we put it in the oven for about, how long was it in there? 5, 10 minutes? 5
minutes.
5 minutes? Look at that.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Look how good that looks.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Now, obviously, these balls are going to be very, very hot. So you'll want to transfer them to a plate to serve them. Very carefully. Yeah, look at this. Watch this. The soup is nice and bubbly. Look at that.
Oh, can't wait.
So go ahead and give this recipe a try. And stay tuned, because we're going to show you a really good recipe that uses leftover French onion soup. Stay spooky.
Stay spooky.